Hi, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing you some important updates about the economy and our investment decisions and our positions currently and what we see out there in the world of investing. You know, we've received just a few phone calls after the market sell-off over the last, let's say, month or so. A few clients a little concerned, you know, what do you see, Brian? Do you expect another big sell-off like 2008? We don't see that. I will tell you, though, that we are concerned with some of the data that has come out in the last 3-4 weeks. It has gotten decisively negative, and the economy has definitely slowed not only in the U.S., but especially in Europe, which will have a drag on our economy. The majority of the emerging markets are still doing well, although on a relative strength basis, the emerging markets have slowed down in performance. Not economies, though, I will tell you that. And one of the things that we continue to do is monitor our GTOP position of our portfolio for relative strength changes. You know, one of the things, and I like to explain this to all clients, and when we get you in for your next review, we'll go through this in a little bit more detail and show you why this is going to benefit your portfolio, not only on the short term, but the long term. Our GTOP portfolio, or piece of the pie of your portfolio, which is the GTOP allocation, is our Global Tactical Opportunity portfolio. We use various ETFs, exchange traded funds. We actually currently have 20 major asset or sector allocation in the portfolio that we can pick from. And what we do is each and every quarter we take the top 5 on relative strength and we rebalance that part of the portfolio. So when you see some major changes done in your portfolio at the kind of the end of the quarter, the beginning of the next quarter, that's because we're looking at relative strength based upon those positions. Now, the reason we picked the top 5, we've done substantial amounts of back testing. And what this has proven is by making changes to the portfolio based upon relative strength, it actually will help decrease volatility, and it actually, in back testing, has substantially increased return on a portfolio. So decreased volatility and helped to increase return and the return potential for the future. So we picked the top 5. Once that portfolio is set up at the end of the quarter, we then, at the end of each month, will take the lowest ranking ETF out of that 5 in the portfolio and drop that off, or the weakest one on relative strength, and add the top one for that following month into the portfolio of 5. So we're always going to hold 5 ETFs in the portfolio, so they're well diversified that way in various sectors. But if one starts to get weak because we are getting a market sell-off, we'll actually sell one of those, which started to occur about 2-3 weeks ago. So again, the relative strength investing keeps us well diversified, but it automatically and mechanically will have us actually sell out of a position because that position is actually getting relatively weak, and that means there could be some potential danger ahead in that particular asset category or the investment market that we are currently in. And what that basically did then is actually put us in a higher weighting of gold, and gold's done fabulous in our portfolio. So we continue to hold gold. In fact, as we look at the last day of this month, gold is the top relative strength category of our 20 major sectors in our lineup to pick from that go inside of our GTOP portfolio. We continue to like gold. Gold is performing well. Not that that can't change over time, but currently it is still in our top 5 and actually is ranked number 1 in relative strength, so that will continue to be in our portfolio as we go further on. Again, portfolio change will be made not only on a monthly but quarterly change. So if you do see us selling something off at a small loss, it's because our allocation to the GTOP portfolio and relative strength is dictating our investment strategy, and that we need to do that. Remember, it's better to lose a little bit than to lose a lot more. Now, from time to time, our GTOP portfolio will slightly underperform its benchmark, but over the long term, especially on the back-tested performance, it has worked exceptionally well. This is an added tool that is built in every one of our client portfolios. And the reason we are doing this is because of some of the excess volatility we're seeing in the marketplace. We want to make changes appropriately that's appropriate for your portfolio on a very rules-based investment strategy. No emotions, strictly rules-based investment strategy. I believe this will greatly enhance your portfolio over the long term, and I believe it will greatly reduce volatility on the short term, which most people would rather have better opportunity for performance on the upside, and reduced volatility. So again, if you see us buy something 1 month and maybe sell it the next, it's because our portfolio decision is generated through our relative strength on the part of the GTOP portfolio, and we may sell something because it's getting weaker because something else is coming up in the ranks. We've used this system for a while. If we go back 9-10 years in back testing, it has worked incredibly well in up and down markets. So again, I want to stress that. If you do have any questions about your portfolio, if you have any questions about what we're doing currently in our strategy, please call the office, talk to us. When we get our clients in for their next review process, we're going to go through our GTOP allocation in more detail with you so you fully understand why we're making these changes and why these changes are ultimately going to benefit you and your portfolio. This is Brian Resney with the Resney Wealth Report. If you have any questions about your portfolio or about our system, or if you do have a referral for our firm, we always appreciate referrals. And hopefully you do listen to our Sunday show this Sunday from 10 to noon. And make sure you have yourself a fabulous Labor Day weekend.